This is the show. Did you say that for the show? You
you
doing the
got it.
show.
You got it. Okay. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for joining the Glimpses of the Warrior Within Martial Arts Podcast. I am your host, Deirdre White Cole, aka DYC, and I have with me one of my very best friends in the world, the infamous, there he is, Dr. Farid Zarif out of California. And he's going to join us on here today and drop some jewels and nuggets and things like that. And I'm going to give it over to Dr. Z. Thank you so much for joining me. It's always a pleasure when we come together, man. It's organic, it's fun, and it's very educational. So I just want to tell you thank you. So let's make it happen, man.
Looking good. I mean, it's one of the things that I love about being on your show is always happy. It's just. I just love it. I've known you for a long time, and I just see how, your evolution of the way that you deal with things now. It's just like, I'm so jazzed I can't stop smiling because it's just like, it's just so beautiful.
You say that because we do know each other. We have known each other for a long time. And my smile was not always this it was not always this way. I mean, I had my moments and you helped me out of that to get my smile and my happy back, and I appreciate that. So
getting that sexy back, just getting that sexy back, that's beautiful. I want to talk about today about the 10 top issues for women. And when I talk about the 10 top issues, I mean like mostly health related problems, but of course, if we're going to really need your feedback on this, these are some things that you'll be familiar with and some things that you may not be familiar with. But nevertheless, we find that many women are suffering quietly and they're not getting the kind of attention that they really need, nor are they taking the kind of steps that they should be taking in order to maintain good health. Yes. Now, some people get fitness confused with health, two different things. Now, if you see a woman that may have a great shape, let's say she's an athletic type, tight skin, detailed, or, her muscles, she has a lot of definition. That doesn't necessarily mean that woman is healthy. She may look the way, she's fit, and when she's moving, it's a beautiful sight to see when a woman is, in athletic shape. But that is all that has to do with her DNA, and it has a lot to do with what her body is able to do. Able to do push-ups or pull-ups or run fast. But that doesn't mean that woman is automatically healthy. So we want to start off saying that, because you will even have guys that when they see a woman, that part of their little approach is like, girl, you sure looking like you in shape, And when they say things like that, it makes her want to maintain how she got that attention. And it may be not said in a derogatory manner, but it becomes derogatory if a woman reads that as being a compliment, so that she has to maintain it. Like a lot of the twerking, got that butt, boom, 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 drop it, all that. Okay, I understand that. Yeah, I'm no different than the next man when it comes to a beautiful woman. However, men, we need to support women when she is healthy. Men don't care usually about how healthy you are. They're concerned with how you appear. And that's a big thing. Have you had any of those experiences?
Actually, I have quite a bit, and I have to agree 100% on what you said. I mean, it is two totally different things, the way one can appear versus how healthy you really are. Because just because you see us, it does not, you can't see, it's the first thing that we see, because, we see with our eyes. So we see, attractive person, and you think, but you just don't know all the different, issues a woman might have, or things that she might be dealing with, even like health wise, because you can't see beyond my face, so you might not know that, a person might be struggling with different things. Like even in my case, like, I train, I work out, and I'm consistent with it, but because I have a hereditary, cholesterol issue that my father passed down to his children, I have to work extra hard on that and trying to maintain my cholesterol levels so that I don't have to take medication, even though the doctor is suggesting that for me. So, I mean, I never would have thought, just looking at me, I'm thinking that I'm healthy. So, you go to the doctor and find out, although since the last time we talked, I did go back and get it read again. And my cholesterol, it dropped like maybe like 40 points. And that was just as a result of some health and some diet changes. Yeah, so that's a good thing. But yeah, and then another thing, you don't know, all the things that a person may have dealt with as far as, past relationship issues and different traumas and things like that, because we get so blindsided by what the exterior. And then it's like, well, do you really want to get to know the woman? Or do you just want to, you know what I mean? And then a lot of times when, you get to dealing with people and, some people may kind of back off because it's just too much. They didn't think it was going to be, because it's remember that song by I think it was by Let Us See. I'm a woman, I'm complicated for sure, and it's a lot of different moving parts that come with just being a woman, especially being a Black woman. And it's like not everybody is necessarily qualified or ready to step up to the challenge in that, or to see to kind of just get to know the person. It's time to get to know a person, and we can't get really fooled by what we just see and think that's something that we want. So this might be the reason that I am still single, because I'm not going to just accept just anything just so I can say that I'm in the relationship or whatever. But I do desire to be. But again, it's just going to have to be more than just what
physicality.
It's got to be more than that.
Yeah, well, that's really great, because women have been, I mean, as long as I've read, I mean, as long as I remember, and as long as it's in history, women are beautiful, attractive, sexy. Some are sexual. They're very, some can be very intimidating. A woman is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful creation. I love women, and I'm very, even when, and when I say that, I'm saying that I really love the energy of femininity. And that's when I saw your photo and your beautiful daughter, doing I think it was
National Mother-Daughter Appreciation.
Yes. Yeah. And I saw Tiara, and I saw you there with the different poses. I was like, look at that. And I talked about the feminine energy. And that feminine energy is just so powerful, And I think, as a man, I've always loved the company of a woman, because I love that femininity, that balance. I could go off and just explode when I'm dealing with like maybe some male issues with another male. But a woman that understands her power of femininity, she can come and shut that whole thing down. Come here, baby. Come here. Look at me. Come on. and it's
That's
over.
A powerful thing. Yeah.
It's over. A guy can't do that. I mean, your brother, maybe your dad or something. I don't know, somebody that's close to you, but a woman can just, baby, come on. I mean, and you can see one that really knows herself. I mean, it's like, it's magical. You can take this huge giant of a man, physically, that look like he can just take everybody and just, get out of here. And, but when you have that woman is more powerful than what you see, because she doesn't flex one muscle. All she does is walk over with her beautiful self. Sometimes if it's a little more volatile. She might have to move in different ways, but when she eventually gets to that man, she may not even touch him. She may just simply just put her hands together and say, baby, look at me right now. We don't need to do this. Come here,
Yes.
something simple. And I've seen it a million times where there's been, just raging with just, and then you have a woman that come over there, take a deep breath, baby. Just take a deep breath.
Yes.
And
de-escalate the whole.
Incredible. I know. It's just like,
God gave
oh
us
my God,
to do that. God gave us that power. Yes, He did.
That's power.
And that's why I believe still, and I always believe that all life comes from not just a woman, but the original woman, the Black woman. And everything evolves from, I believe, from us. The original Eve. And I believe that God, of course, God knew because He made us. How intrinsically, profoundly unique we would have to be to deal with all the things that we would deal with, to give birth, to, to hold it down over here, to just be so many different things, and to be, to have to do just so much, that I don't believe I always say if it was up to men to have the children and do all, the world would be so, I think, fewer populated, because I don't think that you all would be, you aren't capable of handling the different kinds of things that women have to, deal with emotionally, everything, we not only do we bear the children, but, we have to take care of them and support them. And oftentimes when the fellow might decide that he don't want to be a part of that and don't want to, and then the woman is a single parent. Now we got to, it's just so many different parts to us. And then, we show up and we make it look easy. A lot of times we make it look easy, but it's far from easy. I say it's the grace of God that, for me in my personal case, that, I've done a lot. I've been, blessed to, be able to, do the, a lot of things, the police officer, the detective, the martial arts, and, the author, and now, life insurance agent, and a whole lot of things in between that. And it's like, sometimes I sit and I just like, wow, I'm just surprised that I still have my right mind and all the things that I've dealt with. And, because I don't look like anything that I've, been through. And if I did, you'd have a whole other person showing up. But I still have, by the grace of God, I still have, the desire still to love and to be loved, and to, and not, just not be like angry at the world or anything like that, because I just feel like, I just still need to keep showing up, as my authentic self, which is just, who I am. I like to help people. I like to, teach. I like to learn and all that. And, and I'm so glad that I'm not jaded by now.
What is your favorite power that that you have, that you use when you're talking to a man?
My favorite power? That's a good question. Probably, maybe the way I would say, maybe my wit and charisma.
Okay.
And just being able to, because I've had a lot of practice in, like you were talking about, like, even from like law enforcement or whatever, get into a situation and the scene is chaotic and people are, fussing and cussing and, doing all kinds of stuff and just crying and all kinds. And it takes the woman to calm, and we have to calm, be the calm, be the peace in the storm, And so, just, I've had a lot of practice in just being, just showing up and just being myself. I don't know, Dr. Z, maybe that's a good question. Maybe I have to ask people that are close to me, what do you think you know me for a long time. What do you think it might be?
Well, I think also you have your sense of femininity is like, you appear to be a woman that enjoys being a woman. Mm-hmm. And I love that. And I the same thing in Tiara. She's a woman that it's very evident that she enjoys the skin that she's in. Yeah. And that's what I like about, because see, the thing that really makes the difference between a star and a superstar is confidence. Mm. And that's when you exude that confidence. That is the thing that's the huge turn on, because it's I haven't been in a situation with you that forces out you a hard answer.
Yeah,
But
it's funny that you talk about the part about that where you mentioned about the femininity, and then not you, and you bring up Tiara. It's she is such a girly girl, right?
yes,
And she's always been, and I've had to be, I've had to be uh, use my feminine energy, but I've also used a lot of masculine energy that I didn't necessarily want to use. But being a
yeah,
single parent and being in professions where it was mostly male dominated and things like that, that's what I had to do. And I think, and then, and for whatever reason, God chose me to be a martial artist. A lot of that is, a lot of it is masculine energy that I've had to, exude. But I've always, especially here lately, I thought a lot about it. I talked to her too about it. I mean, I admire that about her, and I'm like, can I, how do help me with that? And so sometimes she helps me like with suggesting different things that I might wear or different things like that, because I was a tomboy from when I was a kid. You know what I mean? And
yes,
yeah. So, but then I think the masculine part has helped it's like a defense mechanism for me too, in the different
yeah,
situations that I've been in, I mean, I
right,
would prefer to not have to, do the masculine thing. And one day, when my king will show up, I can really ease all the way on down with that, but
yeah.
I've had to just keep it going. Otherwise, it would have took me out. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, exactly. That is the hard part for a lot of women, and that is turning it off.
Hmm.
It's just like, I know that when I was younger, I saw a lot of men hurt women physically, and they would use that as a form of communication. I hated it, and then when I was about 17 years old, I found myself being, I moved faster than the average young man. I was married at 17.
Hmm.
And I remember my wife was talking in a certain way and I didn't like it and I slapped her. And nothing that I'm proud of, but and since then, even after all these years, we still talk about that, and I just saw her recently in Detroit, and I said, I brought that up, and how I've never ever done that again. And then I said, that was the last 2 times that I've ever smacked and put my hands on a woman. I just, that just shut me down as far as violence. And she said, like, what you mean two? You only hit me 1 time. And then I said, it was two. It was 2 different incidents, but playing with her, I said 2 times. She said 2. I said, yeah, I smacked you to turn you this way and that way.
You're so silly.
But we were, just playing and, cool. I think is really beautiful to know your physical or your masculine energy, because women are turned on by masculine energy, but what really turns them on, they think that it's the thuggery, they think that it's the bad boy, but it's the confidence that really turns them on. They don't want to be around somebody that they fear that's going to hit them. They don't want to be around somebody that they think that's going to maybe cut them, stab them, shoot them. Who in the heck wants to be around some stuff like that? But when they do choose a man, they choose a man of confidence. That's why leaders, you have people in politics, they have a whole stream of women that, and both sides. Men are attracted to women and the women are attracted to men in this case, but they're attracted to what? That invisible, that confidence that is within them, and that's what they say, other stuff, like, oh no, I need a man to do this and that. When you break it down, she's talking about a man with confidence. Like if a man walks up to a wife of someone and he doesn't consider her being married, and then he'll one that out of fear, if a guy has a lack of self he has a lack of confidence, most likely that situation is going to be violent. You would think that if he has a lack of confidence and you have a lack of courage, that he'll go up to the guy and say, don't touch my wife like that. That's my wife, and you would think he would be pitiful. But a person with confidence not only can take care of the thing better, where he can say, oh, I guess you didn't know that's my wife. Oh, baby, come here for a minute. Yeah. And what's your name? Oh, good. It's okay. Great to meet you, Akeem. I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you, man. That's why I married her, All right. Enjoy your night. That's confidence. The other guys, he just only thought that I kill you, mother, blank, 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 and just go crazy. It's like, I got and plus, with that kind of relationship, usually your partner is going to be stepping toward you anyway at that time. The only time you would have to go the other way if the guy is, sometimes you have somebody that's drunk that grabs her wrist and pulls her, or you staying with me, shit, you ain't going with him, that kind of stuff. And those situations are just futile. Let's look at this. I want to get into this. How fast time, every time we spend time together.
I know it flies. I know
like
you got
that. So I'm going to go over a couple of things. And since we're talking about some of that, I wanted to talk about the violence against women being number one.
Now, can we say to Dee Dee? It looks like she chimed in with us. So I just wanted to say
let's bring her on in.
Hey, Dee Dee.
Hello.
Great
conversation. I'm like, how did they get on this topic?
I know. That's how we do, girl. We're gonna talk about, then it'll just shift, right, Doc? That's how we.
That's right. So let me see if I can. I don't see if I can get her face in here. Are you on camera?
I think it's her picture. I don't think she has her video on.
Oh,
yes, I have. I'm almost to where I'm going, so I'll put it on then.
Okay, very cool.
But what we're talking about, Dee Dee, Doc, you could tell her what we're talking about.
We're just talking about right now we're talking about the 10 most or the 10 top issues for women's health. And one of them, we're getting ready to discuss. This isn't in order, but one of them is definitely violence against women. So we're talking about that. But just before you chimed in, we were talking about the feminine power that a woman has. And we're talking about the masculine power that a man has and how they complement each other. I was explaining how I love the company of a woman because I love that feminine energy. It helps me to be excited about my masculinity. I've been in the company of some women that are so aware of themselves. I think I say a prayer right there. I'll be thanking God. I'm like, God, I'm so happy to be a man. But I just think women are incredible creatures. Just there is nothing like it. I'm not just saying this. I've been saying this for years. And my mother, my sister, my aunt, my grandmother, all of my cousins, when I look at those women, I'm like, wow, it's just like you said earlier, Deidre, you all are created to do things that a man cannot do, a man will not do. But everybody loves a woman that is a woman to me, when she gives away her femininity, and she chooses to be something other than feminine. Now, I'm not talking about in behavior where she needs to step up and be a little, you just got to take care of business like that. But when you have that femininity, is so attractive that even women want it. Even men want to be what you are, and women want to be even more of what you are. And you can see that in the evolution of today's behavior. You have especially the flamboyant homosexual man, or however would you say that today? I'm sure that wasn't right, but a homosexual male.
Okay.
So I'll say it that way, because there's a whole lot of categories. But it's just, I just think women are beautiful. So before I go into the next thing, did you want to comment or anything, Dee Dee?
No, this is amazing. Well, I heard you talk about how you hit a woman before, and I'm all about the transformation of how we grow throughout the years, and it sounds like you've been transformed.
Oh, thank you.
And that's so encouraging to me. It lets me know that we can change when we choose to, and I don't know, it's just amazing. To see you and to hear you and to look at you and just your transparency, your authenticity about saying that, I'm encouraged, that there's nothing we can't do when we put our hearts and minds to it, and especially when it comes to our health. Because, I'm battling now my midsection trying to think, how do I get rid of this thing? I'm starting a plank challenge tomorrow. And a lot of it is just my discipline and willpower just to take care of myself. Consistently to be transformed. Doesn't matter what I used to do. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And
that's
so
right. Absolutely.
I'm just like excited. And then to hear your excitement about, being because you're a man. And I pray that for all men.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just encouraged. I'm looking for it. I need to get me some paper and get ready to take lots of notes.
And you can always watch the playback too, because we're going to upload it to YouTube, so you can watch it anytime you want to. Because I'm telling you, that's what you want to have, is a paper and pen. Because when Dr. Z gets on here, he drops all kinds of gems. And I'm like, I always tell him that whenever I have a conversation with him, I don't care if it's on the phone or whatever, I always feel smarter than when the conversation first started, because he's just a wealth of knowledge, and he's so humble and so kind. And, he helped so many people, all around the world. He's far more humble than he'd ever would, you wouldn't believe some of the different clients, celebrity clients, and all kinds of people that he's worked with and that he's helped. And I'm just so blessed that I'm honored to be able to call him my friend. And whenever I call on him, he's always right there. And I just feel like that's, that shows me how much God loves me, that he would, place somebody like him in my life and me in his, and for us to have such a great connection that we can just call on each other at any time. And it make, some periods might go where we don't, reach out for a minute, then we have to reel it back in, like, wait, are you good, And he also, he wrote the forward in my book, and he's just helped me so much. Indeed, when there was a time there was a time in my life when I was, I was in a jacked up situation, in a toxic relationship that had brought me down to the point where I just didn't even know, really, when I looked in the mirror, I'm like, who is that? And so through my counseling and therapy with Dr. Zarif, he helped to get me, back to where I needed to be. So I'll forever be indebted to him for that.
That's
Hallelujah.
I'm lost for words. So thank you. That's beautiful. I'm very, we all, we're either living together or dying together, and I choose living together. So it is everybody that I, in my so-called circle, or those people that I love, which you are definitely a part of that, is such a wonderful opportunity to contribute to each other's lives. It's like there's no other reason for me to have anybody in my circle than to contribute, to make them a better person, to help get them to help their evolution, to evolve into that, what they want to be, what they want to see, what they want to be, what they want to do, and what they want to have. Is all of that. Just imagine, we become better people because we give. And when we give, the universe there's rest that comes right back. It comes right back. So reciprocation is sure. And I don't care what religion it is sure. So it is, to me, nothing better than to be able to give. That's why you and I can hold our breath underwater so long, and then we say, "Oh, I got to call Deidre." I got to call Z. So it's really wonderful, and the appreciation for people that appreciate you is that is the true insurance. And we'll talk more about the
Yeah.
insurance. But that is the true insurance. When you have people, there's nothing greater. The stuff that really matter in life ain't all the stuff that we accumulate. It's the connections that we make. Our relationships, that is the real reward if you think about it. Because all we have is memory, the experience, right? But it's the connection, the relationship, the networking, the wonderful ability or giving the opportunity to be empowered by each other. Yeah. And you around some people that you say, I can do anything when she's here or when he's here. That energy is there because whatever happened, she will be there. Whatever. And the thing that makes us responsible, I'm going to finally get to this list, but the thing that makes us really responsible is that we as individuals, individuals or responsible individuals, take care of ourselves so that person that we love is not pressured by our irresponsibility. That's the huge thing about it, because if you love a person, I say, Dee, I love you. And I say, well, both of y'all got D's. That's cool. Okay, good. And I say, Deidre, I love you. Dee, I love you. When we're in this circle, we always communicate with each other, right? But it is my responsibility to take care of myself so that you two don't have to be there and to put a cramp in your life or to make it inconvenient for you, come up with extra money or extra. You got to now travel across all the way to California to see how I'm doing. It's my responsibility to take care of me. If something is existential, yeah, we look out. I'm right there. I'm on the plane now. But if it's something that, like when people say, this is my body, I do what I want to do, can't nobody tell me, all of that stuff is nonsense, because my body is your body. The chances that the things that I make or the decisions that I make has so much to do with those people that are connected to me. So when I take care of this body, and when I make sure I take the responsibility to eat correctly, eat in a way that makes me the strongest and the healthiest, make sure that I do that, those plank challenges or whatever you like to do to keep yourself healthy, martial arts, whatever it is that you love to do. And it's also important for you to get that deep sleep to let your body heal and to take time to be one with yourself in meditation and prayer. That is our responsibility.
That is so important.
That's our responsibility.
But I'm getting in all that you just said, and even what Dee said earlier, is it all comes down to the choices that we make, right?
Yes.
In everything, from the
relationship
to the diet to, everything is about the choices, because we know for sure that every choice that we make is going to have, whether good or bad, a consequence to it.
Yes, we live the consequences of our decisions.
Yeah.
We live. It's another thing that I wanted to say with that too. No, I've talked enough. No, I want to go over here and get to this list.
Okay. Let's get to the list.